So it looks like this criminology professor who quote unquote proved systemic racism was found out to be a liar. Let's check this article out. Renowned criminology professor who proved systemic racism fired for faking data. Shocker. Studies retracted. Now, I think this is an update on an article that came out earlier because I'm pretty sure that I saw something about him from a few months ago. Well, now I know for a fact that I saw articles written about him from a few months ago. But let's check this out here. A renowned criminology professor who quote unquote proved that racism is systemic in America's law enforcement and American society has been fired for faking data, and his studies have now been retracted. Maybe it was under investigation, but and then now they're finally doing the retraction. Eric Stewart, 51, a now former criminology professor at Florida State University in Tallahassee, is now out of work due to, quote, extreme negligence, unquote, in his research. According to Google Scholar, Stewart and his work were cited over 8,500 times by other researchers. Now, the W.E. Du Bois Fellow at the National Institute of Justice is out of a job on account of extreme negligence and incompetence. Retraction Watch obtained the termination letter from the university, which said that due to Stewart's conduct, quote, decades of research, unquote, previously thought to be at the forefront of the field of criminology has been shown to contain numerous erroneous and false narratives. I'm really not surprised with the woke crowd. Many of these leftist people have this mindset of by any means necessary, for a lack of a better description. They'll do whatever is necessary for what they believe to be the greater good. If it means lying to get their point across or to get people to believe what it is that they're sharing, then they'll do so. They don't have, many of these people are lacking in the moral fiber to share the truth and speak truth. And I've seen many evolutionists do this throughout history, falsifying data to get money, to get their projects funded. And it's no different. Academia oftentimes is looked upon as being like the holy grail. So whatever these academics say, we should and have to believe. But they're no different than any other man. They're no different than anybody else. A lot of people can be swayed by money. They can be swayed by influence and power. You have to examine this information very carefully, the stuff that we're given. And just because you have a college degree doesn't mean that you're somehow more righteous than anybody else. Definitely not. In the July 13th newsletter that informed Stewart of his termination, FSU Provost James J. Clark wrote, the details of problematic data management, false results, and the numerous publication retractions have negatively affected the discipline on a national level. I believe he's talking about criminology. Clark noted that Stewart's actions have also impacted the recruitment of students and faculty, and that now the university's researchers are concerned that their papers will not be published in major journals' writings in the termination letter. The damage to the standing of the university, and in particular, the College of Criminology and Criminal Justice, and its faculty approaches the catastrophic and may be unalterable. I do not see how you can teach our students to be ethical researchers or how the results of future research projects conducted by you can be deemed as trustworthy, adding that 6 of his studies have been retracted while his other work was in doubt. 100%. It's similar to a situation where a police officer has been found to have lied under oath or falsified police reports. Anything that they do after that is going to be thrown into question, and rightfully so. Stewart, who was a vice president and fellow at the American Society of Criminology, which honored him as one of 4 highly distinguished criminologists in 2017, was fired after nearly 2 decades of his data was found to have false results. 20 years, y'all, which included information used in his study in which he claimed that the history of lynchings made whites perceive blacks as criminals, and that the issues was more prevalent among those who are politically conservative. Dude used his position as a reputable researcher to promote and push his political ideology or his worldview. That's pretty pathetic. Stewart's study, in which he claims that whites wanted longer sentences for Latinos and blacks, had to be retracted. Stewart stated in the work that the effect will be greater among whites, where socioeconomic disadvantage and political conservatism are greater. Basically saying whites, conservatives, Republicans are racist. A 2018 study, which now has been retracted, suggests that because white Americans perceive Latinos and blacks as, quote, criminal threats, unquote, that perception could lead to state-sponsored social control. Man, folks like this are dangerous, honestly. You just never know what people are willing to do to, again, promote their agenda. Before you go, check out this video right here. I think you'll find it very helpful.